Hello, how are you today? I am trusting you are doing so great. Yes, it's your girl Hilda, and you are watching Aging Happily with Hilda. I got something amazing to share today. It is said, for every rule there is an exception. I know so many people don't like to age, they don't like the aging process or shine away from aging as a whole. Yes, but you know what? There are others who really want to embrace aging, not only embracing it, but embracing it happily. And I think that should be a goal for everyone, not shying away from it, because, as I always say, aging is a process that we have no control over. It's a natural process and we don't have any control over. So instead of shying away from the aging process, we have to look for those ways, those things that can guide us, help us to embrace it and embrace it happily. As I mentioned, there are people who don't only want to age, but they want to get to that age 100 and more. In addition to getting to 100 years old, they want to have their brain and memory intact. That's me. Yes, I'm not going to shy away from aging, but I am going to look for those things that will help me to age, to grow older happily with my memory and brain intact. That should be your goal as well. So you want to join me in this journey. Yes, and for those who don't know me, my name is Hilda. I am a nurse, my profession, and whatever I'm sharing today is from my day-to-day experiences as a nurse. Also, I want you to know I got the tips that I'll be sharing today. I got the inspiration from one of these speakers. It's a doctor, Dr. Gary Small, who is always on TED Talk. So he is amazing. He gave these formulas, some tips that can help you to get to 100+ age and having your memory and brain intact. That should be our goal. That is my goal. Most of us, if not all, we have been hearing of this disease we call Alzheimer's or dementia. Yeah, it doesn't come at a blow. It comes slowly. It is a degenerative disease, which means it comes slowly. It takes time for your brain, for that memory to slow down. If you are able to identify it early enough, it will be better for you to handle it with these four beautiful formulas that I'm going to be sharing here. I am telling you, most of it, like hugely, lifestyle contribute to it. So if you can discover those signs and symptoms of Alzheimer's, then you will be able to handle all this judiciously. But you want to start now. You know, sometimes it could be genetic. It's very briefly. Most of our parents, they will tell you, oh, I forgot what you told me, or you are telling them, you just told them something. And a few minutes later, they are telling you, oh, I forgot this. I forgot, you didn't tell me this. They just refuse that you didn't tell them anything. But you are very sure that you had that discussion with them. What do you think is going on? The memory is going down. They are starting to forget little things. And it could be very early. The onset for some starts even at early 50s, some late 50s, some early 60s. But if you notice something like that, as I mentioned, it could be genetics. Why not take precaution now? Why not change your lifestyle now? That's the goal. That's what I'm talking about. So if you know those things that can help you, that can guide you today to keep your memory intact, your brain intact for as long as possible, so that you can age happily even to that 100 and more with the brain and memory intact. Why not implement it today? And yes, if you want to know a little bit what we share here, we share health tips, we share nursing tips, and the stereotype that is surrounding aging, anti-aging tips, the end product of aging, which is seniors. We cannot talk about the aging process without mentioning the seniors. So that's why I'm talking about us today, the youths, to determine what can help us to age happily to a certain age. That certain age is that old age that some of us don't want to get to. Yes, I personally, I want to. I am embracing it. So what I'm sharing today is for everybody. It's even really better if you are really young and consider it now. The lifestyle changes, start it today. Just if there's something genetic and you begin to notice some of those signs with your mom or your parents, your loved ones, trust me, it's very possible for you to have it. Yes, you are not going to shy away from it. But what I'm telling you is, if you do certain things now, you are going to skip that. Like, not really skipping it completely, it will not come to you as early. Yes, it can delay a little bit, which is an advantage to you. So grab this advantage, follow these tips, and you will not regret it. Don't forget to share this video. If you are new here, I really welcome you. Thank you for stopping by, and you coming all the time to check on us. I appreciate you. Your support is not going unnoticed. Thank you. And if you are not a member yet, try and subscribe. Join the family so you always get these health and aging tips from us when we upload. Feel free to give it a thumbs up if you like the video so far, and share with all those loved ones. Leave a comment about what we are sharing today. And if you like anything particular that you would like me to share more about aging, about seniors, about caregivers, any health tip, let me know. I will go a long way to make a research and bring it here to you guys. I really appreciate it. And now we are going to dive into those beautiful formulas that can help us to get to that age, 100 plus, with our memory and brain intact. The first formula for successful aging is physical activity. It is very true that if you do exercises regularly, just 20 minutes at a time, it's going to boost your mood. Boosting your mood means you are not stressed out. The rate at which you get depressed is very minimized. And that is helping with your memory. Because at the end of the day, when you have your mood boosted, you are happy. And when you are happy, you are keeping that memory intact. It is not going to go down as fast as someone who is stressed out, someone who is always depressed. So take it a duty to exercise, to boost that memory up all the time, just to minimize any stress and depression, which is something that is contributing hugely to memory loss. In addition, as you exercise, your system is producing protein, and this protein is actually helping your brain cells to spread the branches and helps you to communicate effectively. We know one of those bad signs for maybe Alzheimer's or dementia, someone is losing that capacity to think and execute tasks effectively. So when you exercise, you are actually stimulating your system to produce this protein that is going to help the brain cells to spread and help you to think and communicate effectively. Also, people will always tell you, oh, you have a big head or a big brain or whatsoever they'll call it. Yes, if someone tells you you have a fat head or a big head, it is a compliment. Do you know why? You probably don't know. When you exercise, it helps to build your brain, to make your brain to be big. It increases your brain, okay? Which means your brain is not shrinking, because Alzheimer's, dementia is coming because of that shrinkage in that brain. So if your brain is intact and big, it means your brain is intact. You have a good brain. You have a healthy brain. So someone exercising all the time is having that big brain. So if you are being told that you have a big brain, a big head, a fat head, permit me use these words, guys, take it as a compliment, okay? Take it as a compliment. It means you are having a good brain. So be happy with it. The second formula for successful aging is mental exercise. What do I mean by this? It's just engaging yourself with those challenging games, playing those games that are challenging, that can help stimulate your brain, help your brain to work. It could also be socializing in one way or the other. There are so many ways you can socialize that can help your brain to stay intact, to minimize that memory loss. And also engaging in books, in reading books. Yes, it's just so difficult for some people to read, but if you can read, it helps to stimulate your brain all the time. Somebody who is constantly studying, trust me, is going to be different, will not get that memory loss as someone who doesn't do that at all or who doesn't study. So engaging in reading, playing those challenging games is obviously going to help you minimize any risk of memory loss. Yeah, another way to enhance our mental exercise is to try to look up something, to search for something you are thinking about, and like, oh, let me just search and know what this is talking about. Trying to learn, just trying to discover new things or learning some new words. When you intentionally look up something that is going to stay, you are going to keep that. And that's a great way. That's a great way to maintain your memory. It's a great way to maintain that brain working. So just try searching up, looking up things. You are going to have that maybe somewhere in your subconscious. And that's a great way to help you to think and remember things. Also, a quick sit up on something can help you, can enhance mental exercise, can help you keep your memory intact. Just for example, I do this personally and it's working. In my nursing profession, when I started, each time I want to do something like vital signs for people, I always get a pen and paper to write the pulse, to write like everything. But recently, I was just trying out things. I'm like, let me really try, let me be intentional about snapping something, just grabbing something at a blow, just like that. So I will just take that machine without pen and paper. Or I take it along, but I'll try to memorize most of them and just write a couple of things. And I discovered that that is working. It is working. And now I'm able to do vital signs. I just look at the machine without writing anything. I retain it. I retain it. The blood pressure, the temperature, the pulse, the SpO2, the respiration. I grab that. I snap that. Just taking it. Just having those vital signs on that machine without writing it down. So that way, I am intentional. I know I want to retain something and it stays. So it's a great way to keep my memory functioning. I personally find this exercise very, very important. We have to know that anything that is interesting is memorable. The fact that I'm doing this exercise, I'm trying to snap things and retain is enjoyable. I love it. And for it being interesting, it means it is memorable. I will keep that. I will always do and I will succeed in retaining it. Just before I continue, guys, a quick disclaimer here. Just so you know, I am not a doctor. What I'm sharing here is just my experiences in my nursing career and the inspiration that I got from Gary Small, who is on TED Talk, as I mentioned earlier. So feel free to check him out. Stress management is another formula for successful aging. I want to tell you this: stress and depression is the number one enemy for memory loss. If you didn't know that today. And chronic stress is going to cause your memory, your brain to shrink. And when that happens, it means you are not able to think as you used to think or execute those tasks. That's why we have anti-stress medications and some tips on how to go about stress. So doing something like 10 minutes meditation daily can actually help to boost that mood, to keep you going and thus reduce that stress. It is important. Taking a walk with a friend is another way to minimize stress. A great way that it is actually proven that taking a walk with someone who is having memory loss or a patient with Alzheimer's is helping with the memory. In addition to this, try to bring out your problems. What is disturbing you with somebody while taking a walk? That is really going to be helpful. If you relax, maybe through these yogas or some like meditation, as I mentioned, it helps with digestion. And when you digest, when your food digests well, it means your system is functioning well. Your brain is not left out. It means your brain is nourished well. And that is going to keep your brain and that memory intact. So make sure you relax, because when you relax, digestion takes place easily. This helps with feeding your brain and keeping that memory intact. This is taking us to the last formula for successful aging, which is healthy diet. Yes, this is very important. It's good to know that obesity increases the risk of memory loss. But if you lose weight, for sure, it's going to help to reduce this. You are going to keep your memory for as long as possible. That's why it is always advisable to incorporate healthy fatty diet in your diet. Something like omega-3, which is having the anti-inflammatory property, is really going to be helpful with someone who is obese. So incorporating omega-3 fats, fruits and vegetables in your daily diet, it is going to help you a lot. It is going to keep that memory intact. And make sure you minimize the consumption of refined products. Quite often, it is said that alcohol and caffeinated stuff or drinks is not good for our system, it's not good for our memory, but studies actually showing that if you take this in moderation, if you take caffeinated stuff or alcohol in moderation or spicy foods, it is actually going to help with your memory. So it is good to take it, it's just how you take it that matters. So taking it in moderation is going to help to maintain that memory. And yes, guys, these are the formulas for successful aging. I am happy that you watched this video till this moment. Like it, leave a comment in the comment section. Let me know what are your thoughts about these formulas, and if you have any other ideas that you want to share that can help us to keep our memories intact, share them here so all of us can learn from it. And I want to thank you again for being part of this video, for watching till this moment. I believe it was so much of value, and please, with that, go ahead to share. We all need this. We all want to get to that 100 plus. Yes, not only getting to that age, but happily with our memories and brains intact. Let's do it. And I'll tell you, it's never too late nor too early to put in place those changes to the lifestyle that can help us to achieve this goal. Implement these aging formulas now to achieve the goal in the nearest future. I assure you, if you apply this formula for successful aging now as you are young, trust me, down the road you are going to appreciate it. You are going to sit and tap your back. Okay? We don't want to get into degenerative diseases now. We don't want to grab that like right away. As I mentioned, it could be genetics, and we can have this at any point in time, any point in our lives. But what I'm trying to say is there are certain lifestyle changes, certain things that if you implement now, if you do them now, it is actually going to slow down that process of acquiring the degenerative disease, Alzheimer's or dementia. So we are young enough to start to implement these things now to achieve big in the nearest future. Thank you so much again for watching. I will see you soon in my next video. Love you all and remain blessed. Age happily, embrace aging, and let's get to that 100. Yes, we will get there. Okay, talk to you soon, guys.